Okay, so as I mentioned, they're going to be this recorded, so you can or either turn off your camera if you don't want your face. I still don't know if we're going to use the faces or not. It's the first time we're doing it, so we'll let you know. Okay, Nicole, we're going to start with you, so I do want you to explain a little bit more what's going on because your question was actually quite interesting. So I just want to understand what's happening a little bit with the cats and the dog and the food and that anxious, aggressive behavior that you said.
Okay, yeah. So, since we got Cash, our dog, he's always had a little bit of like a curiosity with our cats that kind of seems a bit like he'll jump at them, but he'll never like bite them.
Right.
And since then, he's gotten much better with them. But I noticed that there is like a lashing out that happens around around food, whenever there's food around. So if, for example, there's food in the cat trays and the cats go to eat their food, he'll come sneak over and like kind of taunt them. And sometimes he'll growl at them.
Okay.
And then, or like if I'm in the kitchen and I'm preparing food, it's almost like he's protecting my food. If the cats come around, he'll start growling at them, or even might pound them. So since the beginning, there's been like I've noticed that he has a bit of a like kind of possessiveness around food, and it maybe comes from, previous not having enough food. I don't know. Um, and so I'm just not sure how to break that um with him.
If
And then
he's eating and the cats are around, or if he's eating and you approach him, does he growl or does he freeze, or is there also that behavior?
so we keep him in his crate usually. He goes into his crate and he feels super safe there. He like so there's no issues with feeding him because but it's when he sees other animals in the house eating.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so that's problem number one. And then the behavior with other dogs.
Yeah, so he has this kind of, I think it's like an anxiety aggression, and it's specifically usually with specific dogs like huskies and golden retrievers, but sometimes it can be other dogs as well. It's usually always like dogs that are like bigger than more dominant. Like I don't know, but he will uh yeah, like he has a very his growl and his bark can be quite scary. He will like growl and bark at them and almost pounce at them. Yeah, I've never experienced him attacking a dog, but it's when he lashes out, it sounds like he's about to attack them and it scares the owners. And so I'm just wondering, is that something that I can work on with him to make him feel more safe, or is it something that just
Okay, so does this happen on the leash or off the leash?
on the leash and also sometimes off the leash. Yeah, because we have a dog park at our
Right.
across the street from our house. Even off the leash, sometimes it will happen too. Yeah.
Okay, so um, it's different things here. So regarding the possessive behavior with the cats, sometimes management with resource guarding, it's the best way to go, at least until you can have someone there to help you change the behavior. And sometimes with resource guarding, it's more about management than actually to change the behavior. What is management? Is, for example, have a baby gate. So he's not allowed to go to the kitchen while you're preparing the kitchen, or create this kind of barrier over there so the cats can jump over, but he cannot go. And also
Mhm.
with that as well, have the cat food in that area of the house so he can have access to the cat food. So this will be the first idea. Then how do we work with resource guarding? It's basically it's creating a situation. So for example, the cat's eating and he will be on the lead or next to you or behind this baby gate, and while the cats are eating or while you're preparing the food and the cats are next to you, he's getting a very yummy resource. So for example, he has chicken, so while you are in the kitchen with the cats, there is being pieces of chicken being dropped to him. So he starts associating that, okay, this is actually not that bad. I don't need to get so upset with the cats being next to mom while she's cooking, or with the cats eating, because I get chicken and I really like chicken. So this is actually quite delicious. So this is the way to work with resource guarding. It can take many, many days, weeks, months, years, but the management, it's always the best way to do with resource guarding. So I'll totally make you have this kind of barrier, this kind of situation. Um, just to not make it worse, because it can escalate. So we don't want to escalate. It's already just like this, it's already quite enough. So we don't want to go to the next step. So by doing this management, at least it doesn't escalate to the next scenario, okay? Then, because as you said, it's a little bit jumping with the cats, we do want to promote a lot of calm behavior around the cats. So you can also like reward a lot of calm behavior. If he eats kibble, if he eats dry food, you can give him dry food every time the cats are around. So like, okay, it's good when the cats are next to me, I actually have my food. Um, Also making sure that when he's on the crate eating, the cats are not around him. Because sometimes the smaller the space where the dog is, the more they feel they need to, the more anxious they get with people around. So he might actually get a little bit more anxious with the cats roaming around his food and him eating, because he can't escape. So he gets a little bit more anxious. So maybe again have the dog eating on the crate with the cats on the other room, or the cats are eating at the same time, or something like that. But the idea is management, so it doesn't get worse. And then when the situation is happening in a safe way, that you have full control on the situation. So, or either the dog is on the lead, or everyone is separate by a barrier, he's having something really yummy. So to create this positive association.
Okay, great.
Right? So then, regarding the behavior on the lead and on the park. So on the park, it could be play, first of all. Okay. Some dogs are much more bouncy and much more in your face kind of play, and completely different. If you I don't know if you follow our Instagram or not, uh, it's Ginger's Way. I did a video a few weeks ago regarding exactly that it's my dog playing with one of her friends. And if you look at her, looks like she's trying to kill him, but it's all play. And if you look and if you hear her play, looks like she's trying to kill someone, but it's all play. So it is really important to see is just the what is it? What is the whole that the dog is saying? So if you're not sure, you can take a bunch of videos and send it to me, and then we can look at it, because sometimes when we are in the situation, we can't really assess properly, because you see the other dog owners looking at us and you're like, oh my god, the dog, we need to take the dog straight away. So sometimes even you yourself looking back at the video look like, okay, he's doing a play bow, like he was all bouncy, but he's doing a play bow. Ginger used to have a friend that was a German Shepherd that he was 40 kilos. Every time that dog did a play bow, she would jump off the floor, not for anything else, just because he was 40 kilos and she's 5. So when you do a play
Yeah.
bow, of course, if you will hit her by mistake, she would cry. But it was nothing aggressive on that dog. He was just completely black, and he was 40 kilos comparing to a 5 kilo dog. So having a video and see how he's reacting, it's really good on off the lead. With the
Okay.
lead, it's more or less the same situation. So with the lead, you need to understand, is it reactivity because he wants to go say hello and he's like, really, oh my god, there's that dog, I really want to say hello, or oh my god, there's that dog, please get away from me. But it's very similar to the way we work with resource guarding. So there's the golden retriever that I don't like. I'm not doing anything, I'm not barking, I'm not reacting, and he's munching on something yummy. So sausage,
Mm-hmm.
cheese, and there is a certain distance where you can look at this golden retriever without reacting. Okay, you just need to find this distance. It's not react and look at you, not react, sit, not react, look at the dog and look at you. Is just not react, stare at the dog, not react, and you are feeding him cheese. As soon as the dog disappears, there's no more cheese. So I do want them to get sad, like, I want that dog to be back so I can get more cheese, because it's actually good. Okay. It's also important.
Mm-hmm.
It's also important to accept that our dog doesn't need to like every dog that meets on the park or that sees. Okay. I don't like everyone that I meet, period. Dogs are the same.
Yeah.
Okay. we can just work for him and for you to have a less stressful walk. So you can actually cross the other side of the road. When you see one of these dogs, you can cross the other side of the road without dragging your dog and without your dog screaming and kicking and being a stressful environment for everyone. So this you can work and you can try to achieve. Okay. If you need, you can always ask for a trainer to come and help you. We can, if his reactivity is not really bad, you can join a group class to learn how to handle him with other dogs and all of that, for you to also build that confidence on how to handle him. And then you have all the tools to help him succeed in life, basically.
Okay, great.
Okay. Do you have any more questions, Nicole?
No, that's it. Those are the two main ones.
Cool. Awesome. Good luck and let me know and just send me the videos. Yeah.
Okay, I will do that.
Cool. Awesome. Okay. Raul, I don't know if you have a question or not. At least I didn't see your name on the questions
No,
that
I
were
didn't.
done.
I didn't have a question, but I think it was covered. I have a rescue, and he's quite leash reactive. So I just wanted to understand how best to manage it.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. So you
yeah,
heard already. Like
yeah,
just
yeah.
for you to have an idea, me and the other force feed trainer here in the UAE, Amy, we're doing leash reactive courses. So it's 5 weeks of just leash reactives group classes, and literally those dogs are getting chicken and sausage and cheese, so very high value treats, just for looking at the dog without growling, without barking, looking at the dog and then looking back at mom or dad. Dogs are barking, he's not barking, so they're getting treats for every single thing that it's not having a reaction, that it's not barking or growling or doing the little lunge. So this is what you just need to start doing with your dogs.
Okay, thank you. And if I wanted to find out about the course, how do I
You just
find
go to
out?
our social media. We have everything there on social media. So you go to It's Ginger's Way and everything is there.
Okay, perfect. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. Ludmila, do you have any questions for me today before I go to people that were not here? No? Ludmila?
Wait, I was trying to unmute myself. Hi.
Okay.
No, I was just here to listen, really. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, I mean, I'm going to now reply to the questions that were done on the group that people cannot join because I'm recording. So you guys are welcome to stay to learn more, or if you want to go back to your lives, you can. I'll just go. We have one more. We have 6 questions. So I'll just go over everything totally up to you. Okay. Okay, so we have the first question we had today was about how to introduce a new foster puppy with the older dogs, and the older dogs being leash reactive. The best thing to do this is in a neutral environment. Okay, so if your older dog goes to daycare already, that'll be the best way. It's to bring the foster dog to daycare or to a local dog park or to just an area where they can be off lead. So also the first introduction being off lead would be very helpful. There's a lot of dogs that are leash reactive, but as soon as you remove the leash, because the dog feels he has a choice to run away when the situation is a little bit complicated, they just by doing that, the dog is much more calmer and they don't have such reactions. So off lead in a neutral area, so in an area, especially not in your house. If it needs to be your house because there's no other way, I'll suggest the garden, so not entering straight away. And lots of calm, you being calm as well. If you're nervous, your dog is going to read everything to that, but the neutral environment would be the best, or either a daycare or a dog park, or just if your dog is good off lead, if you trust him off lead, put the puppy with a long leash and go to the desert and have your dog off lead and the puppy on a long leash, just to give it a try and slowly build it. Logan doesn't like the leash. Yeah, this takes a long time. This doesn't go away in a week or in a month. This can take months. When I say months, we're talking sometimes 3 months minimum. It needs to be very calm. Leash, when leash is out, good things come. So the leash is just out randomly during the day, and when the leash is out, there's pieces of chicken or cheese or really yummy chewing stuff like marrow bones that are out when the leash is out as well. At least as soon as the leash goes back to the cabinet, all of these awesome things disappear. Then one day we just click the leash while he's chewing his bone, and then one day we click the leash and we leave the leash a little bit longer, and then slowly. If the dog doesn't enjoy the walk, don't push him. The walk is for the dog. It's not for you. If you want to go on a walk, you take yourself on a walk, okay? If you're dragging your dog, if your dog is super scared, he's not going to enjoy the walk, and you actually might be doing more damage on the dog, okay? So take it slow. If there are places that your dog likes, if he likes to go on car rides, pick him up, put him in the car, go on car rides, go to places that he can be off lead, like dog parks, park. So he also starts getting, okay, go out, it's actually fun. I don't need to be so scared of the world. And it's patience, guys. The more you push him, the more he's going to retreat. It's like us, the more we push a person to do something they don't want, the more they will retreat and the more they will create more negative emotions towards something like that. Okay. I know it's hard. Natasha, how to stop a dog pulling on the lead when excited. So the way I teach dogs how to stop pulling on the lead, first of all, if your dog pulls a lot, I'll suggest to start wearing a harness just to take the pressure out of the trachea and the throat, because collapsible tracheas, it's a thing, and there could be a lot of damage. So if the dog pulls a lot until they're learning, you can put them on the harness, okay? It's a tool. We all need tools when we're learning something new. We all need some help. So this is the same. So put them on a harness. If you want, you can put a front clip harness. So it's a harness that you clip the leash on the chest instead of the back. Just when the dog lunges or pulls, it just helps a little bit more with the redirection and not helping him pull so hard. Then what I do is, as soon as there's tension on the lead, you can either turn to the other side. So dog pulls to the left, you turn to the right. So the dog learns the more I pull to the left, the further away I go. I personally, what I do with my dog, and I do with dogs that we teach, is dog pulls on the lead, I stop walking. I stop walking until the dog decides to stop pulling. So it's not tugging the lead, he's not pulling the dog back, he's not giving a little nudge on the leash. We always like to give a little nudge. It's literally, here's my ball here. If there's tension like this, we stop. If the dog backs up so the leash becomes like this, we reward that by walking again. Okay. What does this makes the dog learn? It makes the dog learn that the more I pull, the more time it takes for me to do what I want. I don't like this. I want to do the things I like. So I'm going to stop.
For people.
pulling. Okay. Besides that, what you can do is when the dog is on a loose leash walking next to you, you can reward him. Okay, so if the dog is with the leash loose walking next to you, you can just reward him, give him a little treat, or just use happy voice so the dog learns like, oh, okay, this is what I should be doing. So on a loose leash, our dogs are able to walk, pee, poo, play, sniff, doing whatever they want. If they are with a tense leash, all the fun stops, so the adventure stops, okay? It's on a loose leash, guys. It's not on a heel. We're not doing working dogs here. We're doing company dogs. Our dogs need to be on a loose leash, no matter the size, but they need to be on a loose leash. Heel, looking at you, that's no fun for the dog, okay? They need to be on a loose leash. We have someone that just entered, so I don't know if this person was someone that had a question in the group or not. So I'm just going to unmute him and see if he had a question or not, because I'm just answering people that is not here. So Pontix, for unmute yourself.
Hello, good
Hi.
evening.
Good evening.
How are you?
Good. Did you write any question, or do you have any questions, or are you just listening?
Just listening.
Okay.
Just listening, I think. Then if I have a question, I might pop up. But
Okay,
at the
cool.
moment, we're just listening. Thank you.
Okay, so right now I was just explaining. I'm just replying to the people that are not able to be here, so that they ask questions. Okay.
Okay, that's perfect.
Because I'm recording to send to everyone. I'll mute you again. Okay, Sarah and Gaia and Nima with Dinky play biting. Okay. play biting is the best way to have our dog stop with the play biting is as soon as there's any contact with our skin, we are telling him, oh, geez. Okay, and it's as silly as it is. The dog puts his mouth, it's like, how? No, that's not very nice, right? And you keep doing that until your dog gets to play with other dogs. The more the dog plays with other dogs, the best. And it needs to be a big range of dogs. You can't just, I have a dog at home and he keeps playing with this dog. If this dog that you have at home is very permissive, it's a very nice dog that takes a lot of crap from the puppy, your new dog is going to learn to be a bully because he's literally learning, I can really push this dog a lot. So he's going to bring that to all their place. So even if you don't need daycare for the rest of your life because you have a big garden, you have maids, you have whatever, I will advise you daycare in the first couple of times you have dogs, you have a dog or puppy, just so they can, supervised by a professional, have to meet lots of different dogs with lots of personalities. We do want those dogs that as soon as a puppy, he goes like a little bit too happy and puts their little mouth, their puppy mouth on the dog is like, not happening, okay? So they really stop. If there is a bunch of you that said, sorry, that said that, oh, we're sitting on the couch and he starts biting us, it's very easy. If the puppy starts biting and you're sitting on the couch, you stand up and you walk away from the dog. So the dog is like, oh my God, when they bite too much, they walk away from me. I don't like this. Everything that our dogs do is to have you guys next to them. It's to have interactions, to get interaction from you, okay? If they learn that they bite hard, or if they bite, or if there's any pressure on the skin, the interaction stops. And again, interaction can be a bad interaction in our point of view, could be us telling them like, stop, I'm annoyed with this, or just push them away or whatever. This is already for the puppies, already like, hey, we're playing, awesome, amazing. So it's you walking away and stepping. So you stand up and walk away. It's much more powerful than try to grab the dog and put him on the timeout and everything, right? And then it's patience. And if in your family you have men tend to be the cause of this issue because they get a little bit more rough with the play with the puppy. You go, oh, it's fine, I don't mind, it doesn't hurt me, yeah, cool. And then the puppy learns that it's okay to play like this with everyone, and then it comes a child, it comes us with our princess skin, that a little scratch makes a big scratch, and then the puppy gets in trouble because he beat mom. But for the puppy, it's like, oh wait, but I play like this with dad, so like if I play like this with dad, why can't I play like this with my 2 years sister? Okay, so consistency, and the adults need to be more picky for the kids or for the future kids. If you don't have kids now in the family, this dog might interact with kids soon, so you need to make sure that it learns how to play nicely. Okay, then excessive linking. Okay, we had 2 people asking about this. It could be many reasons. Okay, it could be obsessive behavior, although I don't think it is. In 6 years, I never met a dog with obsessive behavior. But licking is a soothing activity for dogs. When dogs are licking, it helps them calm down. So if you see, like, for example, it happens when you have guests coming over and he starts licking a lot, that could be him just trying to calm himself. So besides the chewing, you can give licking outcomes for the dog. That is the licky mat, the ice cube trays, the Kongs, something that the dog can lick instead of licking yourself. Okay, so with the chewing, when our dogs are chewing our furniture, we give them something else to chew. With the licking, we do exactly the same thing because it's also a soothing activity. So we give them a healthy outcome for the dog to do the licking instead of our skin. Okay, so if he comes and starts licking our skin, it's like, lick this instead, it's much better. Okay, on the licky mats, I like to put, instead of the peanut butter, I like to put bone broth or kefir milk. Or if your dog eats raw food, Ginger eats her raw food always on a licky mat, just to kind of smooth them out and to get them out of their system. And this is all the questions we had for today. So I don't know if after what I said, if there's any questions from you guys that are here. If there's no questions, I'll stop talking and make my voice rest.
Okay, thank you very much, Mena.
Thank you so much, guys. See you in 2 weeks, and I'll send the recording to the group so everyone has access.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. Have a
Bye-bye.
good evening.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Cheers.